Welcome to the Crush It in Sales podcast. I'm your host, Melinda Van Fleet. This podcast focuses on the intersection of sales, leadership, and personal development. Now let's get ready to dig in and crush it. Hey everybody, I just wanted to jump on the mic real quick and just have my little mid-week touch base podcast. Sometimes I know my episodes are longer and sometimes they're shorter. And with everything going on, just thought I'd share some thoughts and some learnings as we've all, I'm sure, had some interesting things happen to us this past week or so. Yesterday, for me, I realized I was kind of on a content overload because now everyone is going virtual, right? Everyone that normally might have a store is trying to figure out how they can get online really quick with a website or Instagram or Facebook. And as a sales rep, we are trying to work with those people, those customers, those clients as quickly as possible. So that's a little bit of a quick rush and an overload of trying to maximize any type of business that can be shifting to that channel. On the speaking note, everybody that has been booked for events is now trying to scramble to figure that out, rescheduling, doing something live, doing something virtual, Facebook Live, Zooms, you name it. I've seen so much communication out there in regards to events that's been a little crazy and bit overwhelming. And then just trying to keep up on normal content. If you're subscribed to someone's email list, what I've been finding is instead of maybe an email every couple days or once a week, now people are sending emails like daily, more than once a day. And that becomes really overwhelming too. So how do we manage through this complete barrage of content and not get sucked into it, not get sucked into Facebook, which is what happened to me last night. I saw something get posted on Facebook, and then that sent me down this rabbit hole of, maybe I should look into this as a business idea to help out my husband. And I ended up looking at that for probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours last night. And at the end of it, I was like, I just don't think this is a good fit. So then I ended up beating myself up that I wasted it was actually over 2 hours. I started it at 7 o'clock at night and looked at it till 9:15, which is actually past my bedtime that I try to be very disciplined about. So I ended up going down this rabbit hole because I was reading someone's post that this could be the great business idea, to help your husband. For me, it would be helping my husband's business, but for somebody else, it might be helping their own business. And I got sucked into it. Luckily, I didn't spend any money, so that's a good thing. But it was still my time, which could have been used for something else. So I really had to take a step back today, take a step back and regroup. So this morning I did my normal looking at all the socials really quick, doing some quick posts, some quick comments, and then I shut it down. And I have been very disciplined today in not looking at the socials and just paying attention to the Zoom meetings that were already on my calendar or that came up and are urgent and should be watched and paid attention to, and taking care of my customers and trying to just have some sense of normality in regards to those things and not get pulled into 5 million other directions. On the flip side, it's actually been great that more and more people are open to connecting. So that has been fantastic because people have had more time. I've had some great conversations. I've joined 2 amazing mastermind groups that are just a small fee. Both of them are under $40. One is $37 a month and one is $34 a month. So some people that have really nice big followings have these awesome mastermind groups. And one of the groups is a women's group. It is countrywide, and these 3 sisters started it in 2008. So kudos to them for being at the forefront of starting a big mastermind that was virtual. So that's been really fun and very good for business. So I'm being more particular and choosy when, choosy is a word, it's a word for me today at least, more particular about where I'm spending my time and really analyzing the socials and being like, okay, are we making any money from paying attention to Instagram? Ryan and I had a huge conversation about that yesterday. And really, we're not. It's nice to have the following, him especially, but we're not making any money from that. So stop paying so much attention to Instagram. Facebook groups, yes, there's more potential there because you truly can network and connect with some of these people in these Facebook groups if you're in the right business groups. And LinkedIn, jury's out on that one because it is so much spamming and coaches asking me if I want to be coached. And no, I don't. But I get like, let's say 3 connections a day for things like that. So for LinkedIn, I really want more true connections and true networking. And unfortunately, that platform has taken a little bit of a turn in regards to that. But Facebook groups seem to be where there's some really genuine activity and good business networking and great business ideas and strategies. So that's pretty cool. The other thing I want to talk about that I'm pretty sure is probably coming up with everyone in some fashion is staying away from the people right now that are being really negative. Especially if you yourself are a small business owner, there are people out there in your life that you probably should put the mute button on. And we had that instance the other day. Ryan got a phone call and his, obviously his boat is out of the water per se. He can't take any charters because of the virus and tourism being closed down here. And we're just taking everything day by day, but right now, daily, he has not fished. And someone called asking questions and I could hear it. And I was like, oh, I should really just be telling him to shut his phone down. But he didn't. He was being very polite and answering the questions. And sure enough, it ended up being a trigger because that person was digging. They were digging for negative. And that goes on with everybody. It could be a family member. It could be your neighbor. It could be a friend. It could be a coworker. But there are people out there that are truly digging and want to stew on the negative instead of thinking of positive things that they could be working on. And, your business might not return to normal. It might not. The chances that it might not are actually pretty great. So what can you be doing during this time to focus on the positive, to think about other side hustles, other business ideas, study, connect, do other things so you're prepared for when we get out of this terrible situation and business starts moving forward? Where are you going to be at? So don't listen to those negative people. Don't spend time talking to them, trying to justify, trying to be positive around them, because you're probably not going to change their mind and you're not going to change their behavior. So just end the call or don't even pick up if you know who that person may be, or don't even respond to their email or their DM. We have that going on too. Just ignore them and continue on your path thinking about the future, because we are in a reset. I don't care how you want to look at things, but the world right now is in a reset, and the people that are using their time wisely and not focusing on the chaos and just focusing on what they can do with their time to look out towards the future are the people that will thrive after this is all done. And I feel strongly talking about this because this mindset is what my husband Ryan and I went through in 2009 after we were both laid off at the same time. We moved to the Keys, we stayed focused, we tried different things. Some things worked out, a lot of things didn't work out, but we kept focused and we ignored the naysayers. We spent less time talking to them on the phone. If we met someone in person and they were negative and we could tell that they didn't have our best interest at heart, we stopped communicating with them. We cut them out of our lives. And it's really important to be in that frame of mind that you do the same thing. I also want to suggest to anyone out there that is struggling in regards to mindset and energy that my podcast this week, The Good Karma Success Coach, I talk about a practice called Oponopono. And it's an amazing practice that helps shift your energy and your mindset. It's about forgiveness and taking ownership of what you can within yourself, which then shifts your energy and your mindset. So again, check that out, especially if you know someone who is struggling. Maybe you can share that podcast with a friend or family member or coworker. It's a very, very simple practice. You just have to remember to do it, which is with any self-help and personal development, right? You have to remember to do it, and you have to practice, and you have to make it a habit. But Oponopono is an amazing practice that can truly help change your energy and your mindset. So thank you for listening. I know right now your time is so different. You might be home. You're probably not commuting. I know a lot of podcasts are down in listens because people are working from home now. So anyone listening, I truly value you from the bottom of my heart. I truly appreciate you. I would love to hear from you. Feel free to email me at melinda@melindavanfleet.com. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram. My Instagram is melinda_vanfleet. I would love a rating and review on Apple because then I kind of know what you guys like. I think that's awesome and it always makes my day. Until next time, I hope you crush it in sales. Thanks again for listening.